Indiana Comic Convention is happening right now at the Indiana Convention Center, and the one and only William Shatner is there to meet the fans just days after his trip to space.
And just as promised, since we didn't have him yesterday, our Randall has found him. Randall, we are so excited. You found Mr. Shatner.
You asked, and Loki Randall delivered. Okay, so we're here with Mr. Shatner himself. Sir, how you feeling?
I'm feeling in awe of your horns.
Yeah, I
why
thought you would.
Why are you wearing them?
So what happened is, I stopped here earlier this morning to do a little preview.
Yeah.
And I ran into this to kind of use that as a prop for a costume.
Well, no, but what you're saying is you're celebrating the joy of being here.
Yes.
It's so happy.
Yeah.
And we're inviting your audience to come on down to the Indiana Center. I'm here for this evening and tomorrow, all day tomorrow until we close. And have fun like you're having fun.
Yeah, so this started off as, let me wear this prop for earlier today.
Yes.
And I said, I promise you guys, I'll get William Shatner in the most mischievous, tricky way I can. And here you are.
You're making two of your points immediately.
Yes.
And you're ready to horn in on others.
Yes, I am. Okay. Yes, I am. I saw what you did there. For you, you just took another trip, a little small trip, little ways away.
Actually, in terms of miles distance, it wasn't that far.
Huh.
Well, I mean, 60 miles one way, 120-mile trip.
Wow.
Maybe 130-mile trip.
So not even the furthest trip you've ever taken?
No, it's as far as I used to be able to run.
Huh. But as furthest you probably went upward, probably.
Yes, I would say straight up, it's the furthest a lot of people have been up.
A lot of people are asking you about the experience. Just was there anything that surprised you about it?
Everything.
Everything.
They had a simulator to try and get us used to it all,
Yeah.
So just the way English fails you, and when you try to describe, like how do you describe weightlessness? There's just no frame of reference.
Wow.
Everything they said, this is how loud it's going to be, this is the shock, forget about it.
When you got back, what was going through your mind? Once it's done, it's accomplished, you've been up and you came back?
Yeah, that was the relief of landing. That was, I'm sure, part of it. But some wondrous things happened that I didn't really know that was going to happen to me.
Wow.
I just felt great emotions.
Awesome.
And to sort them out, it'll take a little while.
Might take a little bit, I get that. Speaking of some emotions, there's a bunch of crazies that look similar to me outside, and they're in a line in particular, table 8. It happens to have maybe like your name on it, and I think people might be excited to see you in a little while. What do you think about that?
Yes. I also thought it would be appropriate to mention about what my expectations were up there and what the reality. This team, the musician and lyricist and myself, who've written this new album called Bill, which is out there now, getting fabulous, incredibly reviews and doing very well. We're going to write a single before I went up. Like, what? And we'll do it this way, and this is what I think I'll feel this way. I called them both right up as soon as I landed. I said, forget everything we planned. There was nothing there that was similar to what really happened.
The Indiana Convention Center is where things are happening right now. You have some roots here with your wife. With your wife.
Yeah. My wife comes from here. Came from Chicago to here. The whole family has been in Indianapolis for many, many years. Own a farm. We were married. We were chased by the paparazzi. So instead of getting married at the farm, we had to get somewhere else. And I mean, it's a great story of not my introduction to Indiana, but my feeling that I have roots here as well.
They couldn't have this thing last year. Now it's back, and people are obviously out there excited. Even a bigger turnout than 2019, before the pandemic. What do you feel like that says about the atmosphere here?
It shows that people are excited about space and that frontier and what we have to do. There's a whole complex thing we can't do in 2 minutes. Jeff Bezos, his concept of what we should be doing, how to help save the world and all that kind of thing. So it's complex, and we can't do it in 2 minutes. But listen, be aware.
Awesome. What are you looking forward to the most when you step out there and you got all those hundreds of people?
I just am so grateful I think that's the perfect word, that these people turn out and want an autograph or a picture or something like that. And what I love to do is what they call a panel here, and it's like a stage performance for an hour of ad lib, and you know, sometimes I take questions, sometimes I just meander on, and I get enough laughs to make me think I'm entertaining them.
That's awesome. Now, my last question before we send it back to them. You're going to see a lot of costumes. Do you feel like I'm going to rank at your top when it's all said and done of costumes?
Well, you're at the top because you're wearing it at your head. So,
yes.
I mean, that's a top right
yes,
there.
Definitely a top.
I mean, if you're wearing around your ankles, that would be a bottom.
Yes.
So there's an apogee and a whatever the opposite of a nadir. Isn't it? What's the opposite of apogee? Anyway.
You just used two words that I don't know, so I'm just going to go with you on that.
Yeah. There's an apogee and a apogee and...
Yeah, somebody help us.
What?
Perigee? Perigee. Yep. And I agree, because I don't know what any of that means.
No.
So
I only aim for the top anyway.
Yes, sir.
I never think about that bottom.
I appreciate you. I'm going to take that as I have the best costume according to William Shatner.
No, wait a minute. I didn't say the best costume.
That's what he said. Send it back. Send it back. That's what he said.
Kind of like the
That's what he
stupidest,
said.
maybe the stupidest
I don't know.
costume.
Look, send it back before he says something else. He already said it was the best. Lexus,
We heard stupidest.
Right?
We heard him.
I mean, you know,
Send it back.
Captain Kirk doesn't lie.
He doesn't lie. Oh my God! Tell him his roast was the best
What did you
roast
hear?
of all time.
Yes.
He gets beamed up literally, and now you
Yes.
can't tell him anything. It's
Yes.
crazy. Now I get criticism.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
Fantastic.
Oh, man.
We love some Captain Kirk. He is amazing.
Oh, my
Thank you for
goodness.
that.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
so
you
much,
for
you
that.
guys.
Man,